Like during other election times, it's interesting what's currently happening in our country politically. Raila Odinga was a boogeyman in central Kenya and among virtually all of the so-called Gema in 2007. Uhuru Kenyatta and company spared no effort or insult in preaching that Raila and William Ruto were public enemy number one. To Ruto, though, Raila was the man. He was an immaculate patriot who had suffered for the country and who was owed a great debt of gratitude. The time for repayment had come. Like Uhuru, Ruto breathlessly listed the reasons why Raila was best suited to be given Kenya's reins of power and explained why Kibaki was supposed to be shown the door. Anyone would have vowed that Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto could never see eye to eye. Uhuru was among Mwai Kibaki's right-hand men, while Ruto was indispensable to Raila Odinga, the then arch-enemies of Kenyan politics. The two antagonistic camps rallied their respective tribespeople to be wary of each other and to view the contenders as saviors who would rescue them from some sort of impending attack. In the Rift Valley in Nyanza, Ruto's whispers reverberated in every nook and cranny, while Gema believed every word Uhuru breathed about the unfitness of Raila. It was as if 5 years had erased the Kenyan electorate's memory clean, because in 2002, Raila had been akin to a god in the Gema populace, having been in the then Central Kenya Kingpin's good books. Come 2013 and 2017, the players switched teams once more, and their magical ones made perfect sense to their respective tribespeople. Ruto, who had a case to answer at the ICC for his deadly defense of Raila, became best friends with Uhuru, his fellow accused, in 2013. The number one lieutenant, who once was full of praise for the former prime minister, invented new names, Mganga wa risasi moja and Jamaa wa vitendawili, among others, in ridicule of Raila's age and his style of speech, have not left Ruto's mouth to date. The Rift Valley, where Ruto commands following almost to the last man, found no flaws in their kingpin's new reasoning. Similarly, Kalonzo Musyoka's view of Raila as mweupe kama pamba did not shock his people in Ukambani, despite having held an opinion that made his listeners view Raila as diabolic previously. Now, Uhuru and Ruto, as we speak, are the greatest of antagonists. Their former common foe is Ruto's adversary, but Uhuru's best friend. Yet nothing has changed. The corruption issues that Raila used to castigate Uhuru's government for have not been resolved. Kenyans' economic problems remain a biting pain in the rear. Coexistence between communities remain a somewhat ticking time bomb, with no actual solution to the animosity that politicians keep stirring whenever they think it can benefit them. Internally displaced citizens remain in IDP camps. Ruto is still Uhuru's deputy, having been his treasured running mate twice. Nonetheless, Raila's current opinion is that Ruto is corrupt and Uhuru a good president. Uhuru echoes Raila with the claim that Ruto is a thief. Intriguingly, Kenyans do not question these opinion changes. Raila's supporters celebrate Uhuru's endorsement, where they lamented that President Uhuru has failed. Now they sing his praises. Ruto's followers, who have previously been proudly taking their hats off to Uhuru, now chastise the president as a traitor. Why do we sing the song that each of our respective kingpin sings the lead without asking why the tune has changed? Shouldn't we wonder why Uhuru changed signs? Shouldn't we ask why Raila now remains silent about all he had demanded for? Shouldn't we seek to understand whether Ruto's bottom-up concern for Wanjiku is genuine? How can we take a position before we get answers to such questions? Like in previous times, the Mtu Wetu Syndrome has led us to trade logic for emotion. Consequently, our public coffers will continue running dry the moment we replenish them. Our people in drought-stricken regions will continue suffering loss and death each dry season. Our teachers, doctors, and other civil servants will continue downing their tools, hoping for a better slice of the national cake every so often. Unfortunately, our elected leaders will continue gobbling the lion's share of that cake. It will be so until we stop defending suspects and rewarding them with elective seats just because they come from the same tribe as we do.